Hello everyone, Markan Pathak here from Anedya, and today we will be talking about ValueStore, a unique feature of Anedya IoT Cloud. ValueStore is a key value database that is specifically designed for IoT applications. For those who don't know what is a key value database, imagine a database in which you can store data by defining it in the form of key and value pairs. So for example, serial number is the key and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this case will become the data that you want to store. Later on, you can refer this data by simply specifying the key, and database will return the value whatever value that is stored against the key. You can create as many as keys as you like, and you can also store data in whatever format you like. For example, it can be number, it can be string, it can be binary, any type of data. In Anidhi, you can group the key value pairs in namespaces, and by grouping them into namespaces, you can set how devices will be able to access that data. Let's take an example. Let's suppose that I have 4 devices in my fleet and I am controlling them with my application. So in Anedya ValueStore, what I will do is I will create two namespaces in which for a first namespace will have global scope, which will be accessible to all the devices. Whatever data that I write into this namespace will be accessible by all the devices. They will be able to read the values, but they won't be able to modify anything. And to target a specific device, I am creating another namespace that is scope to a particular node. In this namespace, whatever key value pair that I put for the from the application, it will be accessible to that particular device only. In this case, let's say if I created a namespace for device 4, then only device 4 will be able to access the key value pairs written inside that particular namespace. Also, device 4 will be able to modify those values as well, and your application has total control over the data, and it can read and write from any namespace and any key value pairs. Now, how we can use this in Anedya dashboard? Let's jump to the dashboard and I will show you. Okay, so here I have this project created for the ValueStore demonstration. Here I have also created one device called device1, and you can access the ValueStore by two means. Like first one is the values directly going to ValueStore. Here you can see that you can create multiple, you have the multiple namespaces, multiple keys, as well as you can have other relevant information that when this particular value was modified and which type of value it is storing. So you can simply go ahead and create any type of value. For example, let's say I want to create a value in a global namespace. I will give this namespace a name, my namespace. I also need to specify a key. For example, let's say I am specifying the key like model, and I can specify multiple type of data. I can store multiple type of data in this key value pair. So from this many data type, I am currently selecting string data type. So in here we are storing model, and the value will be mk2. Once I create the value, you will be able to see that the key is getting displayed in the table, and you can also view the value that is contained within that key. Also, you can also access ValueStore from the device page itself by going into ValueStore section, and here you can see the keys which is scoped for this particular device only. So for example, here you can see that only the key one is scoped for this device, and it has string data type. And I can view the data type as well as I can edit this value. Each key value pair in ValueStore is able to hold up to 512 KB of data. It's a huge amount of data, and so basically you can use it for multiple use cases. Let's go through them one by one. The first use case of ValueStore is you can use it for global configuration. Imagine you have a fleet of large number of devices, and all of them you want to manage a common configuration for all of those devices. You can use ValueStore for such scenario. All you have to do is basically put your configuration in a global namespace which can be accessed by all of the devices. You can create a key. Let's say you create a key with name configuration, and you can put the content of your configuration file as the value, and devices will be able to fetch that value, and they can act accordingly. Another scenario is that you want to manage the configuration or device specific configuration. You can do that by using device specific namespace in the value store. You can put, again, same way, you can create a configuration key and put the configuration file content as the value, and that particular device will be able to access that configuration and it can act accordingly. You can have multiple configuration for multiple devices, and you can also manage them on individual basis. Another scenario in which ValueStore is very much helpful is device configuration backup. Imagine you have an industrial gateway which requires a very detailed user configuration before it can be operational. And what happens if that particular device fails and it needs to be replaced? In such scenarios, device can take the backup of configuration into the value store by writing the value configuration value directly into its own namespace key, and that can also be accessed by your application. So you can also take a backup from your applications as well. And once this device is replaced, the new device can download the backup stored on the value store and restore it, and then it can apply the same configuration. So no additional configuration is required from the user side. Another use case scenario is the device state management. Let's suppose that you are operating some battery operated devices, and you want to know that what is the health of your battery. Let's suppose that your devices measure the battery health or battery condition. So device can report this particular battery state into the value store, and your application can keep track of what is the condition of the battery, and device can also report additional states which basically doesn't change that much frequently, but it's an important criteria for the operation of your devices. And because it's a database, okay, it's a kind of a database, the use cases are up to your imagination. So you can use it for any application that you can imagine using the value store. In a production scenario, you can integrate value store with your applications and your devices by using APIs. All the relevant documentation for the API is provided into the description below. And this was an overview of the value store. If you have any questions or any doubts or any suggestions, you can reach us directly or you can join the Discord community. Thank you.